Yo, what's up guys? Cocojobro here and welcome back to another video of Dead by Daylight. Did you guys hear the good news? The spirit is getting a nerf. God almighty, thank God. We are finally getting a nerf to this woman, and Trapper is getting a buff. That is right, your boy Trapper mains out there celebrating across the world, knowing that their man has gotten a buff. There's some amazing perk updates, some add-on changes, and even some certain description changes that I think everyone's going to celebrate. This is going to be a really good video, so let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with the Trapper. Now the Trapper, as you guys know, he spawns between anywhere from 4 to 6 traps around the map. It's very inconsistent, especially if you are trying to find a trap and it's all the way in no man's land in a corner where, you know, survivors don't even go. And you have to go out of your way to get that trap and then bring it back into the game. And so it's very annoying. But now what the developers have done is they have put 6 automatic traps around the map. Now they could spawn, you know, in the corners or whatever, but this is super helpful to make Trapper's gameplay consistent. If you had 4 traps and one of them was in the corner, or maybe 2 of them were in the corner, that means you only really have 3 traps to work with, 2 on the floor and the one that you start with. Now, with that, they have made a change to where Trapper will start with 2 bear traps in his hand. That is so freaking good. So instead of utilizing a slot for an add-on, you actually get a trap in your hand additional to the one that you start with. This is such a good thing. So now you could potentially have 8 traps across the map in loops. You can get, you know, a certain loop setup that you want, or you don't have to go out of your way to find one. You can just automatically do 1 and 2, and then you can start getting your traps as you go along. This is really good. Now, there's also 2 changes they brought to the Trapper's add-ons, and that is the tension spring, which a bear trap actually resets 2 seconds after survivor escapes it. This is really good, especially if you have like a killer shack set up. Maybe a window or a door is blocked. They get into it, they get themselves out, they go down to the basement to save their friend. When they get back up, that trap is reset, and if you're across the map, that trap is doing all the work for you. It is so freaking good. Now the other one is the Trapper sack. Hey now. But anyways, what the Trapper sack does is it essentially gives you all of the traps on the map in your hand. So it's like you have a backpack with 6 traps. You start with the 2 in hand as well, so you have 8 traps to use. But the only caveat to that is that you can't pick up those bear traps once you place them down. So it's a good trade-off. You start with everything in your hand. You can place them all around the map where you think survivors will go. Maybe it's a good area where you want to loop survivors, and you can hide them all in the grass, and it's just perfect for you, and they'll give you so much value. So I think that's really good. Moving on to the Spirit. Now this is where some good news comes into play. As you guys know, the Spirit is very hard to counter. A lot of the times when you have a Spirit that is either phasing or not phasing, you can't even tell what the difference of that is, right? Some high level players can, but for the majority of the community, it's very hard to tell if she's phasing or not. Especially when you're in her terror radius, you can't really tell, is she going, is she not, what's going on? I can't tell. So what they have done is they've helped you get some indication. So right here it says, when close to the Spirit's husk, survivors will not receive any indication that the Spirit is phase walking. Originally, this was intended to be a fun mind game. Is she phasing? Is she using her spirit power? Is she not? Though in practice, it often doesn't feel that way. The lack of feedback forces you to make a guess and hope it pays off, which can be great when it works out in your favor, but it also can feel really awful when it doesn't. It's really true. Like, her power is mind gaming. She could stand at a pallet or a window and you think she's phasing, so you vault it and then she chokes you and kills you. Or maybe you think she's phasing one way and then you go on the opposite way and then she comes and gets you. And it's not really fun when you don't feel like you can play against the killer. And so I like the add-ons that they did too as well, but we'll get to those in a second. To add more skill to the spirit's counterplay, they are making 2 changes. Any survivor within 24 meters of the spirit will now hear a directional phase sound. This lets you know whether or not she's phasing, and it also gives you a rough idea which direction she's coming from. That's really good. It's very helpful to just get some type of clue. Where is she going? Where is she coming to me or not? The spirit's footsteps will now kick up dust when she's phasing. Keen survivors will be able to pinpoint where she is, but this tall grass and other obstacles make it difficult. I hope that as she's phasing, you can still see her go through the grass, right? Remember when Freddy was a thing? When you first started, you couldn't see him at all, but you knew he was going through the grass, or you can hear his little pitter patter when he was walking through the mud. I'm hoping that you can still see her go through that. If not, then maybe the dust that she'll be kicking up will be very visual, so that the grass not moving is to balance that. So we'll see. I think these are some really good changes. It helps to not make it a coin flip anymore, but it allows you to kind of make some education guesses as to where to go, or if you should vault, if she should keep running, where's she going. Maybe you're going to use Iron Will to help you out. So not only did they help us out with Strider and Iron Will combo, but now they're giving us a little bit something more. Is it an overbuff? Is it a little too much? Let me know in the comment section below. She's gotten some 2 really good add-ons that I think is super fun. The Wakizashi Saya add-on is whenever you're going through your Yamaoko haunting phasing, when you hit the ability button, you actually revert back to the husk. You return back to it at the end of the haunting. I think that's super cool. It's kind of like Tracer from Overwatch. So you can go somewhere, chase a survivor, maybe make them feel like you're going after them, and then you could go back and maybe go back to a survivor you downed, and maybe there'll be another survivor there that's trying to heal them, so you can get some extra hits that way. I think that's awesome. Senko Hanabi, this is an add-on where the Yamaoko haunting ends, the spirit's husk explodes, then any vault location within 4 meters is blocked for 5 seconds. I think this is really good. You can maybe use your husk planted in the middle of a TNL wall, or maybe a loop, and you can cause a bamboozle to happen. You can short spirit to somebody around a corner, get out of there, your husk explodes, it blocks the window like bamboozle, and then you can attack someone. I think that's actually really a neat idea. Nice little trick and gimmick that you can add to the spirit. This is where everything is amazing. The killer add-on updates tremendously, considerably, moderately. We know what these words are, but do we actually know their value? We go to these freaking websites of DVD bamboozle addon.com, or what the heck is this this percentage, right, to this killer's add-ons. Well, now we are finally going to get exact freaking numbers. Hallelujah. This is so good. It makes me happy so that I don't have to calculate or guess, or everyone's like, well, I think that this is a 20% reduction. No, dude, we're getting freaking facts, baby. So Hillbilly, Nurse, Shape, Hag, Oni, Blight, Wraith, Pig, Ghostface, all those add-ons, whether they're super powerful or super weak, they're all getting exact numbers. This is super amazing. Let's go through the perk updates. This is actually super good right here. A couple of your favorite perks are going to be getting some spicy updates, and I think this is very good. One of them that I'm very excited for is Vigil. It's nice and simple. They're increasing the recovery rate to 10, 15, 20, all the way to 20, 25, and 30. 20% of your 40-second cooldowns is 8 seconds off, but buffing it up to 30 seconds is giving you 12 seconds off. So that means that perks like Dead Hard, Balance Landing, Sprint Burst, they will be getting a 28-second recovery rate instead of 40 seconds. That is super good. If you like trolling or trick playing, man, it's definitely going to help you out. Additionally, Vigil will now increase the recovery rate for broken, exposed, and oblivious status effects when they're applied. That is awesome. So you guys will be able to get out of those things faster, and as well use those favorite perks of yours quicker and more efficiently. Babysitter Guardian, another small tweak. The rescued survivor now receives a speed boost of 4, 8, a 6, and than 8 seconds. Additionally, not leaving scratch marks are blood pools. That's like poised and lucky break. That's really good in sprint burst altogether. So if you like being a team player and getting your friend who's dead on hook from a camping killer, that is really, really good. For the people, a lot of amazing moments happen for the people, but the trade-off of being broken isn't really good, right? Being broken from 110 seconds all the way to 90 seconds is really long, right? So now they're nerfing that broken status to 80, 70, and 60 seconds. So a minute and a half to a minute. I think that's really good. Hex Retribution, it's increasing the aura reading to 15 seconds, and any totem that's ever touched survivors become oblivious. Awesome. Hex Favor and Third Seal, most of the time you would have to basic attack survivors. Now whenever you use a special attack like Huntresses, Hatchets, maybe Blight's Dash, things like that, now your special attacks, including your basic attacks, will activate those perks. So I think that's a really good thing. Makes it more practical and more effective and efficient for those types of killers that use special powers, right? And then also to Thrill of the Hunt, you guys know that boons are coming into the game which bless survivors. So I mean, it's just going to be more of a headache for killers. Not only do you have to protect 7 generators, hook 2 to 3 times survivors, but now you got to protect your totems and boons now. But anyways, long story short, it's increasing the penalty of cleansing these totems. Who knows, it might go up by 10 more seconds or 5 seconds. But yeah, I think that's really cool. Hopefully they make it really strong to where Hex of the Thrill Hunt is actually more buffed. Lastly, there's a thing called a kill switch that they're doing, item and character kill streaks. Pretty much mainly they're just exerting their dominance on the community and saying, hey, if anything becomes exploitable, if anything we don't like, we will literally just ban it from the game. We've done it with the maps where we've seen some exploits. If it's game breaking or exploitable, then we're just going to ban it from the game. So it's pretty simple. They could just do whatever they want with their game. It's their game. They'll bring it back in like 2 to 3 weeks after they fixed it. But yeah, more changes coming out on Monday for part 2. This is really exciting news. What were your favorite parts? What are you most excited about? What are you not excited about? Do you think some of the buffs and nerfs are a little exaggerated, or do you think it's actually perfect? Let me know. I thank you guys so much for watching my videos. You guys are awesome and amazing. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day and take care, everyone.